Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Football Friday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. And your roof, call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, Boatcock Brothers, Premium Cigars. Use the code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order. Okay, good morning, y'all. Unfortunate news. Brian Kelly shared on his coach's show on Thursday night. Gabe Reliford, torn rotator cuff, done for the season. That's a bummer. He had such a good, you know, freshman year where he played in all 13 games, despite the fact that they brought in 3 transfers at his position. He still really fought for playing time. It was a good part of the rotation. Of course, Peyton and Pyburn are your starters. Butler and Reliford had been your rotational guys. So Reliford done for the year. That means very likely Dylan Carpenter would step up and get those reps. So a local guy from Sanoma in his third year. So he's a redshirt sophomore. So in his third year. And likely see him get some of those reps. Kalash Cobbins, Damian Shanklin, true freshman, could also see some reps. So it'll be interesting to see how they account for that loss just with reps. Do they give just do Pyburn and Peyton stay on the field more? Or do they give those reps to Carpenter or somebody so they keep those true rotations? We'll see. And then Kelly also updated Caden Durham. So he said he's still day-to-day, just needs time. And day-to-day just needs time. See how it looks. Probably when they get there on Saturday, let him run around and see if he's able to go. And if not, you're certainly looking at a committee with Juwan Johnson and Harlan Berry and Caleb Jackson and Xavier Thomas all splitting reps there from the running back spot. But you'll see if it's a day where Juwan Johnson gets 12 to 15 carries, how does that look? That could be interesting. So, all right, y'all. Let's say some good mornings here. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Happy Friday, y'all. Tag a Poppy. Good morning. Happy Friday. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thomas, good morning. Bubba, good morning. Hey, Randy, good morning. Good news. Huh, Randy? I heard you spoke to Ellen and we're going to be able to work together. So that's awesome, man. Y'all know in a few weeks, LSU is headed to, I guess 3 weeks. So we got open date, South Carolina, then Vandy. So Friday, October the 17th, AFR will be live from Nashville at Garth Brooks's Friends in Low Places. And our show in Nashville that day is going to be presented by Our Lady of the Lake and also presented by Veterans Security Services and Randy Dabdoob. So I love that, man. So glad we're able to make that work. So veteransecurityfirm.com is the website. So veteransecurityfirm.com is the website if you want to learn more. So appreciate that, Randy. Excited for the relationship, the opportunity to work together closer we get to that game. Hey, Will, good morning. Brian, good morning. Patrick, good morning. Have a great day. Jalen, good morning. Time for Ole Miss. Happy Friday. Love it. Let's go. Jacob, good morning. Going to a Braves Pirates game tomorrow. First MLB game I've ever been to. Okay. Probably going to be the only one rooting for the Pirates wearing a Braves shirt. Also go Red Sox. No, not go Red Sox. Old front runner. Johnny come lately with the Pirates or Paul Skeens and a front runner cheering for the Red Sox. Take that, Jacob. And you don't have to cheer for the Pirates. Cheer for Paul Skeens when he pitches, and he's not pitching. You don't have to cheer for the Braves either. Beautiful ballpark, though, in Atlanta. Hey, Jeremy, good morning. Going to be a great weekend of college football. Hey, Jalen, like, subscribe, and jingle. One Nardi, good morning, good morning. Joshua Fork or 4K? Hey, good morning. Which do you think will be the more exciting matchup? LSU's defense, Ole Miss's offense, LSU offense, Ole Miss defense. You'd have to define exciting. I think so. My Locked on LSU is live, and I very adamantly pick LSU to win the game. I give all the reasoning why, if you want to go check that out. So that said, I think LSU's offense is going to have a really good day. So that may be exciting for LSU fans. But I also think LSU's defense is probably going to overwhelm Trinidad Chambliss tomorrow. Day 6, let's go. Ready, Dale. Christian, Scone, if there was ever a game, what do you mean? Matt, I feel kind of like you do about this game. Not sure what the rest of the world is seeing. 30-17. Recorded this yesterday for our short for Parish Construction and Roofing.
You really think some Division II quarterback's going to beat Blake Baker's defense? 30-17 LSU.
Did you see my video in advance? Same score. I think actually I might have given it to Louisiana Sports.net 31-17. I don't know, something like that. Hey, Chris, good morning. How was your week? Good, thanks. What do you think Barry what do you think Barry could have a breakout game like Durham did last year? Maybe, sure. I mean, Harlem's got explosive ability. I think maybe the most impressive thing about Harlem so far has been his ability to run between the tackles with power despite being a smaller back. And it might just take rhythm, getting some consistent reps. Durham, remember a year ago against South Carolina, he did not get a carry against USC. And then against Nichols, he had 5 for 4 yards. So again, he didn't get a carry in the opener against SC. Against Nichols, he has 5 for 4 yards. Against South Carolina, boom, 11 for 98, averaged 8.9 yards per carry, scored 2 touchdowns, and had a long of 26. He just popped out of nowhere. And became your bell cow the rest of the season. I'm not saying that's going to happen with Harlem, but he and Juwan Johnson, I think, will certainly get opportunities. Hey, No Sweat Sports, good morning. EJ, morning, Matt from Mississippi. Screaming Go Tigers loud this week. Hey, Christian, good morning. If ever there's a game Perkins spy. Well, I think Perkins and Weeks will both be on that assignment for Trinidad Chambliss. If not one, the other. They're just going to make sure that he doesn't beat them with his legs. I think you're probably going to see a lot of 2-eye safety look, and they're going to make him throw the ball against LSU secondary, and I don't think he can. Let's see, Matt, you were chunky looking back in the Ole Miss vid. I know. So I went and found, so in 2022, boy, there were a lot of Ole Miss fans not happy with me. So in 2022, the Monday of the Ole Miss game, I went on air and I said, I'm not waiting till Friday. So I told you all this last week. Say it today. I'm going to say it again on Friday. I think LSU beats Ole Miss. I think they beat them handily. And a lot of Ole Miss people did not like that. Because if you remember at the time, Ole Miss was undefeated and ranked 7th in the country. LSU, meanwhile, in 2022 at that point, had lost to Florida State and had gotten blown out by Tennessee. And so, but I looked at Ole Miss and I was like, that's just not a great team. They're a good team. They're not a great team. They're ranked 7th because they're undefeated, but they're undefeated because their schedule to that point had been a total joke. And if you remember, I mean, I was right. But I ain't right about everything. I get my fair share wrong. And I may be wrong about this game on Saturday. We'll see. It's one of the good things about getting actually go play it out. But Ole Miss that season finished 8-4 and then lost the bowl game to finish 8-5. But they started 7-0. And here's who they beat: Troy, Central Arkansas, Georgia Tech, Tulsa, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, Auburn. And Auburn at that point was still not good. And they came to LSU, and LSU beat them 45-20. 45-20. I feel the same way right today that I did then about this game. I think it feels so obvious to me that LSU is the dramatically better team in this game. And I think people are ignoring their eyes and trying to convince themselves, oh, well, Clemson's not good and Florida's not good. So how good? I'm like, look, y'all, LSU's defense is legitimately awesome. They're not going to be next year because all these one-year mercenaries I've been telling you this for months. They're all going to be gone next year. But their defense is awesome. Legitimately awesome. Not they played well against Clemson because Clemson isn't good. They harassed a fifth-year senior quarterback who's been a 3-year starter with 4 veteran returning starters on the offensive line and 2 all-conference wide receivers and 11 first-team all-conference players and whatever. We're going to find out. Chance that Reliford can redshirt. Yes, he can. So he played in 4 games. He can redshirt. Hey, survivor's remorse. Auburn's still crying over the Oklahoma loss. That's our karma for claiming those national titles. Not bad. Hey, Craig. Good morning. I'm going to tell you the thing about Auburn. And if y'all are interested, so on my channel, I did a video yesterday kind of previewing and predicting this weekend's games in the SEC, including Bama, Georgia, Auburn at Texas A&M. Y'all know one of the angles that I always look at is back-to-back road conference games. Very hard to go back-to-back road conference games. And Auburn had to go at Oklahoma and play a slobber knocker. And now they have to go to A&M while A&M had an open date last week. I think this is a real big spot for A&M. I think A&M's favorite 6.5. I think A&M rolls over Auburn tomorrow. Hey, Craig. Good morning. Hey, Renee. Good morning. See. Oh, sorry. We read that one. That was a good one. Tiger Diver. Morning, Scone. Like the confidence you had on Locked On this morning. Yeah, I would encourage anybody to go listen or watch. It's my full prediction episode. Y'all know I don't always feel like this. I mean, I picked Clemson to beat LSU, but I also told you then I may not pick LSU to lose again the rest of the year. And I like the under against Florida. But I watched Ole Miss's defense give up 500 yards of offense to Arkansas. Like, I watched that Ole Miss team be in a 5-point game or in a tie game with Kentucky with 5 minutes to go in the third. That's not a good Kentucky team. Like, they scored 63 against Georgia State. Great. Guess what? Vanderbilt scored 70 against Georgia State. Like, what are we talking about here? Let's see. Comment on. I commend you for how you deal with homers when they're on Locked On. They try their best to squat on LSU, and you're professional to shut them down. I think I don't mean to be. I don't. I respect very much everybody who consistently puts out content and works really hard to do well and all that stuff. I'm also way more experienced than a lot of this. I don't mean to be rude. I'm at a point in my life. I started in radio in May of 2003. I am 22 years into producing daily content at scale. 22 years. So when people do a podcast and it's their side hustle, like they have a job and then they also do a podcast, like I should sound more polished than them. If not, shame on me. You know what I mean? So I'm not out there trying to embarrass anybody, but I am going to call out things when they're all like I did the crossover episode with Locked on Ole Miss, and I think Steven does a really good job. But I think probably what you're referring to is he kept referencing LSU's inability to stop running quarterbacks last year. And I had to be like, hey, this isn't last year. Like, there's no body of relevance aside from Whit Weeks from last year who's back on this defense. I mean, even Perkins and Jacoby and Guillory were both hurt last year. I mean, this is nothing like last year. Like, if you're trying to use historical significance to handicap this game, you're just completely missing the mark because, like, and the thing I told was like, Ole Miss people of all people should understand that because they did the same thing. Like LSU was doing this year what Ole Miss did last year. Like Ole Miss went all in the transfer portal behind a fifth-year senior quarterback, and they had one of the best rosters in college football, and they choked. They choked. There's no other way to say it. They choked. They lost 2 games as a double-digit favorite, which, I mean, I get Lane Kiffin has brought Ole Miss to a degree of success and relevance that they haven't seen in 60 years. And it's not a knock. It's just the truth. Like, they haven't had this much success, double-digit win seasons, all that stuff since the 60s, like Johnny Vaught. So it's just not so I get why they're excited about that level of success. However, last year was an epic failure. I mean, they spent $20 million on a roster, whatever it was, and went and got all the transfers, and they lost 2 games as a double-digit favorite, and then lost at LSU where they were a 3.5-point favorite and had that game in hand. Well, that's coaching, Kat. I hate to tell you that. Like, that's Lane Kiffin. He's a brilliant play caller, really good offensive mind scheme, but like, you can't look at Ole Miss a year ago and look anywhere other than Lane Kiffin and go, brother, you choked. Like, you lost 2 games as a double-digit favorite, one of them on your home field, and that cost your team a playoff opportunity.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
All right. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us here. See if I maybe go a little bit fast or get to a lot of y'all's comments today. Bradley, morning, Matt. Any chance that Ms. Benson really moves on from Mickey? No. He's a made man. He's not going anywhere. Hey, chance, Scone should win the Cy Young this year. Not should. Like, it's he's a lock. He's wanted. Craig, Luke, good morning. 38. I would take 38-17. Tiger Poppy. Skeens is a lock for the Cy Young. Absolute lock. Jared, morning, Matt. Surgery went good. Thanks for your prayers. Good. Sucker is really sore. Could have always been worse. Glad to hear that, man. Thank you for the update. Hope recovery goes well for you, man. I know all the Morning Scone family will be lifting you up, man. KDP, good morning. 31-24. I just don't think LSU's given up 24 points. Reed, happy Friday. Is the light ever going to come on for Caleb Jackson? I don't know that it's the light coming on, Reed. I think it's just a style thing. It's very obvious. Like last week, they threw him a pass and he had about a 5-yard head of steam and he dump trucked the guy and looked really good. I think he's a one cut and get up the field back when there isn't space for him to get ahead of steam. I think that's where he has to stop and dance. I think that's his problem. He just needs to go. Matt, I've not seen the video. Apparently, we are on the same page. Oh, the video hasn't been posted yet. Yeah, the 30-17. So I recorded it yesterday to post as part of our mashup for Parrish today. LSU fan base is so toxic. It's crazy to see how they've turned on Caden. They're acting like he sucks. They must have forgotten he had the same play style last year. Yeah, I think every fan base probably has a degree of that. It is really disappointing, though, to hear the people like talk about Caden Durham. He was awesome for you last year. I mean, he was the betting favorite to lead the SEC in rushing yards this year. By the way, haven't we been talking for, 8 months about LSU having 5 new starters on the offensive line? Yeah, give it time. Hey, Jalen, Skeens went 10-10. Get him help. Yeah. So he is the first starting pitcher to win the Cy Young with a non-winning record. Eric Gagne won the Cy Young. He was a reliever with the Dodgers. But so Skeens becomes, which goes to show you how dominant he is, that they're still going to win the Cy Young without a winning record. Patrick, are the Cubs your MLB team? No. I am a Yankee fan. I loved Ryan Sandberg as a kid. Ryan Sandberg was like my first favorite baseball player. I thought he was so cool. Summers watching Cubs on WGN when you were home from school for the summer. A lot of day baseball. Rhino, so cool, man. 23 with the flip shades, power hitting second baseman. Loved Ryan Sandberg. JJ Tyler, what's the chance of Barry getting some carries? I think really good. Derbyite. He'd be all right. He'd be good to go. I love that y'all have embraced that so much. He'd be all right. He'd be good to go. Hey, Thomas, who will spend more time on their back this weekend? Nuss or Lynn? Not okay. That's not okay. Especially not on the morning scone. We're not going to talk about we're not going to do that here. Hey, Ben, good morning. Robbie, good morning. I was listening to an interview that Jacques Doucet had with Will Muschamp. Do you see Muschamp coaching again? Good question. Probably. As I recall, Muschamp's, when he kind of took a step back, he got back in at Georgia like as an analyst because his son was on the team at Georgia. I don't know if his son is still playing, but I think sometimes it happens with, like, Ogeron did an interview yesterday on Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio, and he talked about getting back into coaching. He's like, my boys are all set, like they're all coaching now, and like he's kind of getting the itch. He's like, you can only run so much in South Beach, and so I think he's ready to coach again. So he'll get back in. I think a lot of these guys that are lifers are going to get back in. I don't know that Muschamp's going to be a head coach again, but could he be a defensive coordinator, position coach? Yeah, I absolutely think that. Hey, Brad, good morning. Has Drew been enjoying the new St. Lillian? Loves it, man. It's, they're such a blessing, man, for a lot of families. Morning, Matt. Locked on Ole Miss guy was so aggravating to listen to, such a homer. Yes, he is. He absolutely is. But a lot of people would say the same about me. Ole Miss fans are going to look at me this week and call me a gigantic homer because I'm picking LSU to win. I'm wearing an LSU shirt right now. What they don't know is that I'm actually the guy who will pick LSU to lose games, which is one of the reasons why I think a lot of you listen, is not because you want me to pick them to lose, because I will. And so when I say confidently that I think LSU is going to win and win handily, that's not me being a homer. That's how I really feel, because if I thought they were going to lose, I would tell you I think they're going to lose. Ryan, Amanda Guidry, good morning. Hey, Tom, good morning from Oxford. All right, Tom, from Tom to Tim. Bob, good morning. Hope all the everydayers have a great weekend. If you're traveling to Oxford, forget to turn your clocks back 4 seconds. 1 second blues, 1 second blues. We were the victim of the 1 second blues. Anyway, Matt, if Rattler goes winless as Saints quarterback after Sunday, do you think Shuck will finally be the star? So, Robbie, the target that I always had for Shuck was the next two games against the Giants and the Patriots. They're both at home. They're winnable games, but you might look at it if you're Kellen Moore and say, well, that's an opportunity to get Rattler a win. My point is, you're going to be awful this year. You're going to be drafting in the top 5. You'll have a chance to draft a quarterback in the top 5. You have got to learn what you have in Tyler Shuck. At some point, you have got to play him. I understand wanting to bring along Rattler and all that sort of, but like at some point, you have got to find out what you have in Tyler Shuck so you know if you're going to use maybe the number 1 pick in the draft next year on a quarterback. Young Citrus, I feel like with our Tigers, everyone has the who have they played effect. That's part of it, yes. David, high school quarterback, hasn't seen the scheme. This defense will show 42-17. I would love 42-17. I don't know that LSU is going to go score 42. I would love it if they did. I don't know if they're going to score 42. Hey, Josh, Ole Miss has a time-honored tradition of LSU ruining their season. Sean, meant to send earlier this week. E-Rock needs to come on every week, give an update on Witt and Landry. It'll attract female crowd. Erica had already followed Landry Kiffin on social media because she loves the get ready with me videos that Landry Kiffin does with Lane. So she started following her like a year or two ago. Let's see, 22 years and you don't know a lick about baseball. Mr. Keep Shores in the Sunday starter slot. LOL. What are you talking about? You mean Chase Shores, who was awesome at the end of the year and will be a starting pitcher at the next level? Are you serious? Wow. What a weird comment to jump in on a football game week. I mean, Chase Shores is going to be a starter at the next level. Absolutely. And he should have continued to be a starter at LSU. Yeah. He was awesome at the end of the year. Young Citrus, right defense is astronomically different. Robert, morning, Matt. I'd like to hear your opinion on this scenario for the Ole Miss game. LSU wins the game without running the ball. Well, why? The same way that they did against Florida and Clemson. LSU got a great defense, and I think Ole Miss's pass defense is awful, and LSU will be able to sling the ball around if they need to. I hope they don't, but if they need to, they can. Bobby Hall, sorry if I missed any update on Caden Durham's status. So Brian Kelly said yesterday that Caden Durham, it will be a game time decision. He just needs time, so they'll bring him and work him out for the game and see if he's able to go. Bradley, Javen, Ronald, who steps up for Gabe. Feel good about the game. You have a score. I think I picked it 30-17 or 31-17 LSU. Probably doesn't even feel that close. I think Dylan Carpenter would probably be next up for Gabe. I'm just going to be most interested to see if they just give like Pyburn more reps, right? Or if they just continue their rotation the way they have been. Hey, Dax, good morning. Ole Miss is a trendy pick by pundits, but I'm like extremely confident we win the game. I'm concerned that I'm missing something. What's the last big game Kiffin has won? Now, for what it's worth, yesterday we had Johnny Avello on from DraftKings. He said the majority of the money and tickets are on LSU. So it hasn't moved the line yet, but I think Lee Sterling picked LSU to win and cover. Well, obviously to cover if they're going to win, but Hey, Will, good morning. Thought after the confident prediction you did a walk-off. Oh, you mean like I was just going to leave the show? No. That's nothing to do with the full show. Hey, Tucker, good morning. Yesterday we talked about Z. Weeks and him playing in 4 games to reserve his red shirt. Oh, Zach Weeks. If LSU makes the playoffs, those games count. No. So he could play in the postseason, and that wouldn't count against his redshirt year. Go Tigers. But honestly, hopefully you're not playing Zach Weeks in the playoffs. Chance Batten, you know how Skip would say you can't get mad at umps because they are a butcher at Winn-Dixie. I feel the way about a lot of podcasts. I'm not talking bad about anybody, y'all. Hey, Ryan. Oh, I got to go. Morning, Matt. Fair to say Caden Durham is more of a power back with the offensive line not creating much of line. I think he's certainly got home run potential. I mean, we've seen that. Please tell me about the state of college football. When Lane Kiffin said take the over in a tweet, had zero backlash. I think it's tongue-in-cheek, and we all know that. If you're offended or curious by that, that's, I think, more of a you thing. I think sometimes we can have a legitimate sense of humor about things. Anyway. All right, I got to go. Y'all have an awesome day. Hey, remember tonight, Brock, the free Friday night clinic. So every Friday during the high school football season, any high school athlete injured on Friday night can go see a doctor for free starting at 9 p.m. over at Brock on Bluebonnet. So big shout out to Brock, brortho.com, brortho.com. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Go check out Locked on LSU. You'll enjoy it, I promise. And AFR 3,